Hi, this is part 2 for my relationship video because I'd like to give you, apart from the theory around a relationship, I'd like to give you a personal example around it to illustrate better my point of how important it is to stay true to yourself in a relationship. So I had an experience of being in a highly codependent relationship because this was my conditioning from my childhood. My parents have quite a codependent relationship, and because this was what I've only observed and seen, I assumed that this is what love means. That love means being really codependent in a relationship. And so what I did in my life is I kept creating all these relationships where I would give up on all that is true for me and on all that is really important for me in order to please the others, spend time with them, because for me that was more important than anything else. I would put that as a top number one priority in my life, to spend time with my partner, and I'll try to do everything together. I'll try to engage them in my interests. I'll try to engage them in my, in my own personal time. I really felt like I couldn't do anything by myself, and then I needed that person to do it with me. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. You see, that relationship for a certain period of time made me quite happy because I felt like, oh, finally I'm allowed to do what I want to do because we're doing this together. But actually with time, that started to really hurt me, because what really started happening is I started becoming quite dissatisfied because I discovered that I wasn't interested in everything that they want to do, and the other person wasn't really interested in everything that I wanted to do. So I ended up by not actually, by actually not focusing on what I really want to do. I actually started feeling quite dissatisfied. And that started putting a lot of pressure on the relationship. And because I stopped doing what I wanted to do.
Be careful with that girl,
And after the relationship ended dramatically, it took me a very long time to recover because we were so intertwined with one another, because we were so dependent on one another. I felt as if like somebody was cutting my body in two, my heart, my brain, like my whole body. I just didn't feel like a person, a whole being. And it took me a long time to really recover from that. But now, speaking from the point of view of somebody who's taken their power back and is really focused and understand what I really love, what makes me happy, I started discovering new passions and new talents that I have. I started being more empowered with my relationship with people. I no longer allow people to be the other half of me, because I'm a whole being. I know what I like, and to the extent that I know, of course, because there's always more to find out. But I know what I like, I know what I don't like. I can say what I want, I can say what I don't want. And the dynamics between me and my friends and me in a relationship have drastically changed. So what I really wanted to share with you with this example is to show you how, if you're not staying true to yourself, and if you're not really honest with yourself, what really works and what doesn't in a relationship, and if you're not staying true to yourself in a relationship, you're actually disempowering your partner as well. Because now that I am taking responsibility for what I do and how I feel in a relationship, and I'm voicing my desires, I can actually see that when I put myself as a priority in bringing my gifts and talents to the world, actually what happens is that I create for the partner space as well to create what they love, and that pushes them to use that time and space for something that they love. And this type of relationship felt so much more true and so much more empowering and so much more fulfilling for me, because I was no longer reliant on someone else to make me happy. Because maybe that person doesn't want to massage me when I want a massage. Maybe that person doesn't want to bring me pleasure when I want to feel pleasure. And maybe that partner doesn't want to do the exercises that I want to do, and maybe that person doesn't want to go to the park and meditate with me. Maybe they have completely different hobbies, and maybe they have something that brings them happiness that does not bring happiness to me. You know, because you're your own individual, you're your own entity that is fully responsible for how you feel in a relationship. So with this example, I really wanted to be completely open and vulnerable with you to see how the dynamics really change, and how by staying true to yourself, you're actually supporting yourself and your partner to be empowered individuals and to take ownership of how you feel and how you experience your relationship. Because when your partner doesn't give you attention, a lot of times it's not because he doesn't want to spend time with you. Sometimes it's because he would like to create something that is beautiful and is going to help others, or something that will bring him pleasure in joy and fulfillment. And that's not personal to you. It has nothing to do with you. It is because this is simply going to bring him pleasure. And wouldn't you want that? Wouldn't you want that for your partner? To feel good and satisfied and fulfilled, and to feel free in a relationship, to be who they are and to do what they love, and you know, in every moment, in every moment. I bet you do, and I bet he does too, or she, depends on what type of relationship you're in. So I strongly encourage you to use that time whilst you're at home to really observe yourself, to really observe when you feel needy and when you want something from your partner, because I guarantee you that 9 out of 10 you probably want it from yourself and not from your partner. And you're just using that as an excuse to blame them and get into the same angry and frustrated patterns that you've probably always been. So think twice. Really give yourself the freedom to be honest with yourself and to see yourself who you really are. Because we are multidimensional beings, and we are beings that have so much within us, but we also have our human nature and our insecurities. So just being able to recognize those, and being able to acknowledge those and admit those to yourself is actually going to bring the power back in you, and you'll be able to change and transform any situation to what you'd love it to be. Love you.